Considering that next week is Christmas and a lot of people are probably transitioning from the PS4 to the PS5, something they might be wondering is if this controller works with the PS5. I know this has been covered already, but like I said, since it is right around the corner and people will be making that transition very soon, I thought I'd talk about how the controller performs and works and what it doesn't work with on the PS5. There's nothing crazy about setting up your PS4 controller with the PS5. You simply grab your regular USB that you normally use, plug it into the front of the console right there. Nothing crazy, it plugs right in. You have an indicator that it's charging. There's no special feature or anything hidden to use this controller. You simply plug it in and you select the user and it works. The only downside to using this controller, or the only thing that it limits you to, is that you can only use it on PS4 games. You cannot play any new PS5 games with this controller, which is kind of a bummer, really, considering a lot of these games are still PS4 games, such as Cyberpunk is a PS4 game. You can play Cyberpunk with a PS4 controller on the PS5. There is a catch for some of these. You do have to select the PS4 game version of certain games if you want to use the PS4 controller. An example of this would be if you want to play split screen on any game or any local co-op that is a PS4 game. You have to select the PS4 version of the game to be able to select this controller or use this controller. An interesting case would be Fortnite, which has both the PS5 and PS4 game versions that you can play, but you can't use the PS4 controller on the PS5 game version. You won't be able to take advantage of those new and improved features on the PS4 controller. So if you're comfortable with your PS4 controller, or if you have a scuffed controller, you probably won't be able to use it on a PS5 game. New games like Miles Morales and Demon's Souls and Call of Duty, the PS5 version, none of them let you use the PS4 controller, but I did make a video on using the PS5 through remote play, and the funny part about that is that through remote play you can still use the PS4 controller to play PS5 games, and that is the only way that I found that you can do this right now. So if you really absolutely need to use the PS4 controller, you might have to dumb yourself down to a PS4 version of a game on the PS5, such as the PS4 version of Fortnite or the PS4 version of Call of Duty, that exclude all of the new features such as adaptive triggers, graphical updates, and things like that. But it just lets you play the PS4 base game on the PS5, and that is the only way you'll be able to use the PS4 controller aside from remote play. Obviously, I think they're doing this so that you have to use their new controller and the new controller's features to fully experience the PS5 games, but there are some cases where the game plays exactly the same as the PS4, so it doesn't make sense. But I understand what they're trying to do. They are limiting you to what you can play with this controller, but the good news is that they've also provided many PS4 games for you to try and play and enjoy with both of these controllers, because you can play the PS4 games with the new DualSense controller, or you can just use the good old-fashioned DualShock 4. And in some cases, if you're playing Mortal Kombat or something like that, any fighting games, car games that are local, split screen or something, you can use both of these controllers, and you don't have to use both DualSense controllers or both DualShock 4. You can mix and match for PS4 games that are in the collection, or any PS4 game that is available on the PS5. I have two DualSense controllers, but I've been able to take advantage of the DualShock 4 and adding up to 3 players in games just because I had this working on the PS5. Once you have this connected the first time, you can also use this to turn on the console and to start and close games and apps. It works just like it does when you use a DualSense controller. The only thing is it doesn't let you actually play PS5 games. Like I said, it might be a bummer for some games not being able to use this controller because it plays just the same on certain games, but Astro's Playroom is a great example of you absolutely not wanting to use a DualShock 4 controller. This whole game is based on all of the things that the DualSense controller can do as far as adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, so using the PS4 controller would be kind of useless in this game. An example on why it makes no sense in certain games to not be able to use this controller would be like Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty, it plays the same on the PS4 and PS5. Yeah, you won't have adaptive triggers, but you have to select an entire different game version just to use the PS4 controller. Before you think about getting rid of this controller, just know that you can still make great use of it on the PS5, even though it only works on PS4 games. The PS Plus collection is completely playable on your DualShock 4 controller or the DualSense controller. And you can always use this to add any additional players for any couch co-op games. That's a quick video on the DualShock 4 controller on the PS5. Hopefully that helps someone out if you're getting the PS5 for Christmas, or if you think you're getting one for Christmas. Good luck and enjoy. I'll see you guys on the next one.